What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut, the news source for sports news and entertainment. You are live with your boy Unique. Today we're going to get into my reaction to our Spurs taking on the Houston Rockets. That is right, the Rockets decided to put the beat down on my Spurs in the opening of the preseason, but that is okay. We're going to break down the game for our Spurs and what we saw. But before I get started, if you haven't taken the time to hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. I will be giving away a PlayStation 5 disc edition. Once we hit 100,000 subscribers, and all you gotta do to be entered to win is be an active subscriber. Leave comments in the comment section. That is it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Spurs Rockets recap. For this game, the Spurs decided to start Tre Jones, Devin Vassell, Josh Richardson, KBD, Jakob Poeltl. With this lineup, the Spurs got off to a woefully slow start. The Rockets came out big and bad. They were proving a point, and the Rookie of the Year watch is on. Jabari Smith, the Spurs had no answers for Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, and Tari Eason. In fact, Alperen Sengun and Tari Eason, that's kind of a little bittersweet. I know a lot of Spurs fans wanted to pick up both of those players. Alperen Sengun had 13 points, 15 boards, 3 assists. Tari Eason brought in the double-double with 21-10, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And of course, our Rookie of the Year watch, Jabari Smith, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, said he should have been the #1 draft pick. I don't know. Paolo Banchero gonna have something to say about that. But that's gonna be a fun battle to watch all year. These two and a few other players, really, because I think Keegan Murray's gonna have a big year as well. Just go at it for Rookie of the Year. Can't wait to watch to see how that unfolds. But let's get back into our Spurs. So the Spurs had a lineup that started off really slow. In fact, they were led by Devin Vassell, going 0 for 4, 1 for 5. He got an easy layup to get on the board and really break him out of that little scoring funk he was in. And once again, the young Rockets started the game out strong and big. They were crushing the Spurs. Do not let the stats fool you. Jakob Poeltl's stats are going to show he had 2 steals and 2 blocks, and he wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. Let's just be real about the situation. They had no answer for Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, and Tari Eason. They just had no answer. So let's go ahead and look at the players and how they performed real quickly on an individual level. Starting with the starters, Josh Richardson, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. KBD, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Jakob Poeltl, 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Devin Vassell, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Tre Jones, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. The first 2 players off the bench this game was Blake Wesley, Isaiah Roby. Now, I think Blake Wesley is in a head-to-head contest with Tre Jones for starting point guard. And if that is the case, he did match him in minutes and actually matched him and maybe even outperformed him just a little bit in production. Blake Wesley had 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he doubled up Tre Jones on the assist category, which is a little bit surprising knowing that Tre Jones is really good at setting up his teammates. Isaiah Roby, he had himself a game, and he probably should have got the start. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Joe Wieskamp, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Doug McBuckets, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Zach Collins, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Zach Collins played really good in this game. Jeremy Sohan, he played really good as well. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Romeo Langford, 2 points, 1 steal. Amir Johnson, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And Malachi Branham was one of the last players to get in the game, but he came in shooting well. 4 or 5 field goals for 10 points. Probably should have had more playing time than Joe Wieskamp. So there are a couple points I want to make here. 3 real quick points. 1, the Spurs had some really bad lineups, guys, that played together for quite a few minutes. Check out this lineup. Blake Wesley, Joe Wieskamp, Doug McBuckets, Isaiah Roby, Zach Collins. That is just a horrible NBA lineup. You can't have just one player in Blake Wesley who can get to the bucket and create his own shot. You need multiple playmakers and shot creators on the court, if possible. And instead of playing Joe Wieskamp right there, you could have had Malachi Brandon running with Blake Wesley. That way you have two players capable of making plays for others. Joe Wieskamp is more of a catch and shoot type player. Doug McBuckets is a catch and shoot type player. Zach Collins can create out of the low post, but he's not really trying to set up his teammates. Isaiah Roby, he can create for his teammates, but that's not what you want him to do. You want Isaiah Roby to catch and shoot or cut to the basket. So I just thought that was a bad lineup. Guys, I knew we were going to see some interesting and some pretty bad lineups. You know, Pop likes to experiment, and half of these lineups I can't explain. But this lineup, I definitely could not explain why you would play multiple minutes, not just a little bit of time, but these guys played quite a few minutes together in that lineup. The next point, KBD is not an NBA starter now, in the past, or in the future. KBD is a serviceable player, something like your 14th or 15th man, but he should not be starting in the game. The Spurs had better options to start at power forward, who are not just better players and have better upside, but probably deserve that start. Zach Collins, Jeremy Sohan, Isaiah Roby. All three of these players should have started over KBD. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm sorry. They're all better than KBD. They all have higher upside. They all provide the Spurs a better chance to win and younger depth. I just don't think KBD is a starter in the NBA on any team. That's just my opinion. And then also Joe Wieskamp is another player that should be the 13th, 14th, or 15th player in a rotation. I do not think he should be getting minutes over Malachi Brandon. So that was very interesting as well. I kind of think Joe Wieskamp should be in battle with Doug McBuckets, seeing if he can replace that threat, that three-point threat off the bench. I don't think he should be taking away minutes from Malachi Brandon, especially Josh Primo when he come back, or Blake Wesley. Just not on my team, he wouldn't be doing that. So ideally, guys, I think Blake Wesley is slightly ahead on the Trey Jones. So we could see the Spurs start the season like Blake Wesley, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl, with Isaiah Roby and Jeremy Sohan now fighting for that power forward position. Who's going to start at power forward for the Spurs? Will Isaiah Roby get the nod since he's been running with Blake Wesley? They had that familiarity with each other, or would the Spurs go with their youth movement and let Jeremy Sohan run? Interesting questions, guys, but this is just our game one reaction, recap. Spurs got beat down. It's okay. We're going to take a couple L's this year. That Rocket team on the cool is going to be an excellent watch, guys. Watch out for Jabari Smith. I really like his game. Thought he was the #1 player on the draft board. I do understand why the Orlando Magic chose Paolo Banchero. Both players are excellent players. You can't go wrong with either. Man, we should have a fun NBA season. Can't wait to see how everyone sounds off about how they feel about this Spurs game. And we back. The NBA is back. Y'all have a blessed day. Your boy is out. Peace.